Alright guys, here's the problem. We are here on my CNC machine, this thing down here with all the holes in it, well, in pieces of plastic in the holes. My fixture plate, the thing that cuts, is right here. It moves around and cuts stuff, yeah? Okay. When this is held down to the fixture plate, this fixture plate is aluminum, and this machine creates heat into this part. The heat gets soaked into this fixture plate and it keeps it cool. And then I spray a little bit of water on top of it to keep it extra cool, keep it from getting real hot, and we're completely Gucci. Works great. Problem is if you have to cut a part with two sides, you have to clamp it down as a raw piece of stock, and then you have to flip it like this and do the other top part of raw, but then you have to hold the shape that's underneath. You can't really just put it in a vise. I don't even have a vise. So even if I wanted to put it in a vise, I can't do that. So what you do is you build a fixture, which is what this thing is. This is a fixture. It bolts down into these. If you move these out, there's screws in here, or tapped holes, bolted in, and then I machined in all of this geometry here, and it holds apart like this. Now I'm going to show you guys a sneak peek of a video to come. Don't tell anybody. But this part right here, which is really awesome. I know, it's one of the coolest parts I've ever made. It's not, this one was a little fucked up. That's why I haven't filmed it. This one was a learning experience. Anyway, there's holes from the bottom that are countersunk, and it comes up and it bolts in like this. Ooh. And if you were in a machine shop, you would not build this out of MDF. You'd build it out of aluminum. But I'm broke, so I built it out of MDF. And MDF absorbs water. You see that bump? That bump right there is where it absorbed the water. Because what was happening is as I cut on this, because it's a big piece, I'm cutting pretty heavy with my heaviest tool as hard as I can. This thing is getting so hot because it's insulated. So I was just pushing water on it all the time, and then the chips would form around it. I leave the chips around it because they'd also suck up some of the heat, but it doesn't work that well. And then that water, as I sprayed it down, leaked down here and caused these issues here. I'm going to cut them down. I'm going to be able to reuse this, but I need a solution that is better than this. This right here is my air blast. This is my router. This is how it mounts to this 3D printed stuff through here. There's a tube, and then normally this air blast is pushed onto there and just clamped down. I have it disassembled because we're changing it. But this is going to be the solution. Grab this guy, this piece of Delrin that I had sitting around, that I already at a previous point had made this nice little point that just made it look pretty. Oh, there's a chip. That's from the machine hitting it. Okay, here's the solution over here. This is that piece right there. This is the tube. And then this is a joint, which these joints I've never used before, but I found them at Home Depot and they're awesome. You just push these things together. You just push these things together like that, and then they lock together. And then you pop them off. Ooh. And then you pop them off like this. You push them in here. And then you pop them off like that. Ha! There we go. Great. This will have a piece of this going this way, and then the long piece coming off this way, and then a junction coming up here. And then this guy right here is a needle valve. And a needle valve is a valve that looks like this. So this is, there's a screw coming this way, there's a screw coming up, and then there's a tap handle on top, and then as you screw it, it either goes up or down, lefty loosey, righty tighty, and then the seal is between this area right here. And so what you get is, if you took this from the top, you'd get, this is the outer spot, and if they were closed, it would be like the same diameter. But then as you get, the more you open it, the more the circle gets smaller and smaller, and then your flow rate is all this area in here. So it's 2 to the pi r. Is that area? 2 to the pi r squared. I believe that's area. Of R big minus 2 to the pi R squared in R little. This is R little, this is R big right here. And that changes your flow rate because this diameter is changing. So these are awesome. They're cool valves, as opposed to like a ball valve, which is just like, it's not as precise because it's just like a hole and then a plug that fills it like this, and then the higher it lifts, the water comes around. I think that's how they work. But it's just not as precise as this. This gives you a lot more control over flow. And then this is going to go up this tube, which is a more flexible tube. It's pretty stiff still, but it fits into the fits into this nipple. It fits into this guy, and then this guy is going to go on this water or this apple juice bottle. It gets super glued into the bottom of this, and then this is somehow going to go up here. And then I'll open that valve, and the water will just flow into the airstream. There'll be a little bit of pressure from the Bernoulli effect. I can't remember. Bernoulli's effect? Can't remember. But creates a vacuum as air flows over an orifice. So it'll pull a little bit of pressure on it too, and then I'll be able to control flow, and then shoot water into this. And then instead of having to come over here and drench this down, because I can only do it every 5 minutes, hopefully it won't accumulate as much. It'll just kind of hit it and then immediately evaporate, and that'll keep it cool without there getting so much on it that it leaks down and gets into this. And then of course this just makes everything better for machining, because even if I'm doing something over here, I still have to spray water on this every like 10-15 minutes. Or I could just set this new thing up and it'll just spray constantly. And it'll automate my machine more, which is awesome. Yeah, let's go see how this works. I love how sometimes when you do something you forget how to do it right, but then the next time you do it, you remember how to do it right. And ripping this stuff and putting it on with your finger in the direction it's going to spin so it doesn't get pushed forward and actually not make a seal. You want it wrapping the same way you're getting pushing in. That's the way to do that. Okay, I don't want to make that too tight yet. There. There, push you in there. Whoa, those went real tight. May not ever get those apart again. Oops. Guess I measured wrong. Not that much to grab onto, but we're looking pretty good. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so got it on here. This is it in here. These things swivel, and I thought it was going to be an issue, but I actually kind of like how it's a little bit adjustable. It allows me just to move things around. I'll probably keep it right here. If they loosen over time, I can figure out a way to stiffen them. I was a little worried about that. And then I can run the cable right through here, or the tube going up there, and then I just got to figure out how I'm going to attach this. I think I'm actually going to go with a larger water bottle and make it removable instead of going for a smaller one where I could fill it up there. So I'm going to have to go get a new water bottle, but I think this is going to work well. I think this is going to work well. I may even tighten this down. No, I'll take it off because I want to put that on. Yes, there we go. That's where I want it. Let's see if that fits. Sure, everything's all Gucci here. Do it this way, and then bring it on down like that. Seems pretty good. Okay, let's make sure everything goes back in here. Put that there. Get that right about there. Okay. Ah, look at that, it's screwing on. That's awesome. Okay, a little bit of super glue going on here. That was super glue on the sticks, if you didn't figure that out, that I used to make the band. Okay, that's going on really tight. Yes, that's good. I was going to use baking soda, but I don't think I'm going to have to. Okay, let's do a squirty squirt of accelerant here. Put a little bit more on. Make sure we get a good seal. I don't want this to leak. A little squirty squirt. That looks like it's gonna work pretty good. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay, guys. Got this on here. Let's pop this guy off. Get the length of this. Push it in here, fill it up with water, give her a test shot, we should be done. Okay, so this is gonna have to travel up and down. Damn, I wonder if I can make this come out more right here or something like that. Because that makes a lot more sense right there. That makes a lot more sense. Yes, I like right about there. Alright, right about there. Does that look good? Look good to you guys? Should we go down? We should go down. So, page down. Why aren't you going down? Reset, unlock, page down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Down, down, down. Oh man, this guy can get really far down here. I'm gonna make sure we have enough room. Here we go, can you see that? Should we have enough room here? So we gotta have it to where it can at least do this. Right here. Okay, so let's mark this here. Okay, let's go. I'll go like at least right here. At least right there. There we go, page. Oh, that was down. Thank God I didn't crash it. Page up. There we go. If we come in right there, we should be looking pretty good. And do it right about there. Okay. Bam, push you in there. Oh no, that wasn't a good sound. Okay. And then now, we gotta get something to fill this with, and we'll see if it leaks. Okay, got that on there. Now we got some air. Now we got some water. Shooting downwards a little bit, but it is squirting out there. I wonder if I can turn it down even a little bit more. Okay. Well, it's definitely coming out. Oh, that was high. I don't want it to be too much water. Okay guys, this is gonna be the last scene of this video. I'm not gonna know exactly how well it works until I get to play with it a little bit, but you can see the water accumulating on my hand there. I have the air pressure a little bit higher than I prefer, because I don't like the machine to have to work that hard, but if that's what we gotta do, that's what we gotta do. And the flow rate on the water may be just a little bit high as it is right now. But I think the more I use this, the more I'll figure out the balance. But you can obviously see here, I got it spray. You know, one of the problems is the drips, you know. That's an issue. So, like I said, we won't know 100% yet. I can always move this closer and stuff too, so that it drips more onto the part instead of over here. Because I don't think we're going to get rid of the drips completely. Try turning it down just a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tweak the adjustments on it in order to figure out how to make it work. But I think we're gonna be able to do this. Okay, bye guys. Hackbot.